Hello everyone, thanks for being here. And if you're new to Pigments of Life, welcome. My name is Adelina and I do DIY videos, painting tutorials, and just everyday's life adventures. Today what I'm going to show you is how to make a gnome Halloween witch. So everything I used to make this project, I did buy it from the dollar store. So let's go ahead and go over the materials. You're going to need a styrofoam cone, one of their smaller styrofoam balls. I believe they come in a pack of 6. A glue gun and some glue sticks, some wire cutters, some scissors, some felt. I did get purple and black felt, and you're also going to need some craft material. I did buy some orange. I got a roll of this Halloween mesh ribbon. I got a Halloween scarf that I may or may not use. You're going to need a couple of cotton balls to stuff the top of the witch's hat with. Different Halloween ribbon. Some craft paint and a paintbrush. One of these little witch's brooms. They sell them in a pack of 3. I believe they had purple and orange. Also some of this, it looks like cheesecloth, but I think they called it something else, but it looks like cheesecloth. I got the dark gray blackish one. And then you're also going to need, I did go ahead and decide to use this mop head from the dollar store. I'm going to use the black and white one because I do like the colors, especially for a witch's hair. The only thing that I would recommend if you don't want to take a long time making this witch is maybe you should use something else. Maybe you should use, I do have the other mop head. This is leftover from another project. Maybe you prefer to use this one. This one is not as time consuming because all you have to do if you do decide to use this one is you have to just unravel each little strand like this, and that will be the witch's hair. But I kind of wanted the black and white mixture. And if you do decide to use this kind of mop head, you are going to have to, they have the tool in the craft section, and it's basically like a little needle, and it has a handle, and you kind of basically hold, you just go through each little individual thread and you just pop it. And you just pop the threads out, and then you can go ahead and see, then it looks like this once you take all the little loops out, and it makes really neat gnome beard, and I'm sure it's going to make a really nice witch hair. So I am going to use this one. Okay, so that's basically all the materials we need to make this project. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our black felt, and I did already cut off camera the felt. Now you're gonna kind of cut it. You want it to kind of look like this. I know this is really sloppy, but you want it to go around this cone. So the top is going to be kind of rounded, and you're going to want it to go just above the bottom like that. It doesn't have to cover all the way to the top because that's where the hat's going to go. So I basically just, got some of this felt, and I basically just cut straight, and then I try to do like a little, rounded edges. This side is a lot more sloppier than this side, but I kind of wanted this one a little bit longer so I could flip it over. So, and like I said, it does not have to be perfect. You just kind of want it to go on the bottom. I don't want to see any white. And it's perfectly fine if you see white on top. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue this. You're going to put a little, go around here. And just go around. And then you're just going to bring it to the edge. Just try to bring, woo, that is some hot glue. Just bring it all the way around. Try not to put too much because it does burn through the styrofoam. And once again, if you have those little rubber glue protectors, go ahead and use those now. So I'm going to head and bring it all the way around. Go ahead and stretch it. So and going all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish gluing the rest. And you see it doesn't actually go all the way to the top, and that's totally fine. So I'm gonna making sure it goes to the edge. And I am going to cut that excess off. Like that. There you go. And you're just going to make it go all the way around. There. So it's not, it doesn't have to be perfect because you are going to embellish the top of this with like a skirt, a little apron. The hat's going to go probably all the way down through here, so don't worry about the top. Long as you have it all the way to the edge around, that's all you need. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick one of your ribbons. And I think I'm going to get my black ribbon, and I'm probably going to just give it like a little a little hem up in the bottom here. So I'm going to start from the back. Just put a little bit of dab of glue here, and then try to go all the way around. Give it a hem. That. I'm just trying to make it look a little bit neater on the bottom. Go. Okay. And let's see. All the way around, and then when you reach the back, you're just going to go ahead and cut that. There you go. There. Okay, so you gave it a little hem. It looks a little bit neater on the bottom. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make a little skirt or a little apron to go on the bottom of the witch's dress. So let's go ahead, and how I did that was I got some of the orange material and I kind of eyed it. So we don't want it to go all the way up, kind of like halfway, because it's going to be like a little apron. So I'm going to, and what we're going to do is we're going to give it like little pleats. So we're going to use this whole length, but we're going to see where we're going to cut it. So I probably want to start it like right here down to here. So I'm going to kind of maybe, let's see here. So we want it to go even with the bottom of the rim of the cone. So I'm kind of eyeing it, And and then if it's too long, you know, we can always go back and trim it. So kind of eyed it. I'm just eyeing it because once again, if it looks really sloppy on the bottom, we can just give it a little rim, like just put another ribbon on the bottom of it. Okay. So it's not straight, of course. Let's try to fix that a little bit. Just trying to make this even a little bit down here, that's all. Okay. Okay, that'll work. It's okay. It's not totally even. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give the bottom of the skirt, we're going to give it a little hem. And because I'm going to do my witch's hat purple, I'm going to go ahead and take some of my purple ribbon and I'm going to glue it on the bottom of this material, this craft material. So I'm just going to go ahead and try not to burn yourself. Just on the edge, just on the very edge. Don't put too much glue, you don't need that much. So you're just going to kind of tap it. Make sure it reaches the bottom. Go. And you're just going to go all the way across. There you go. You're kind of just making the edge of this apron look nice and pretty. Then when you get to the end, you're going to go ahead and cut that. And there you go. And that's what it looks like. So now the next thing you're going to do is we're going to pleat this. So if you don't sew like me, we can use the glue gun and it basically does the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. Hopefully you can see this. And I'm going to fold the material next to the edge like this. See that? And I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the bottom right in front of that fold that you just did. Little dot, and then you're going to take that fold and you're going to bring it down on that little glue glob. And there you go. And that's your first little fold. You see that? That's your first fold. And you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to want to fold the whole thing. I'm going to do a couple more for you to see. So I'm going to do a little right here on top of this fold. What we just did, a little drop of glue, and then we're going to pick it up, fold it, and then you're not going to fold it totally on top of the other fold. You're just going to do it on the edge. There you go. There you go, and there's two of your little pleats. See? Let's do a couple more. You're going to do, and when you put the dab of glue, you're going to do it at the end of the pleat that you just did. So the end of this pleat we just did is right here. So I'm going to put the little dab of glue at the end there. I'm going to grab it and then put it on that little dab of glue. And you see I'm not covering my fold. I am starting my pleat at the end of the fold that we just did. And then how you grab it is you just grab it like this. And the distance between folds is totally up to you. If you want bigger folds, you can do bigger folds. If you want smaller, you can do smaller. But I'm just doing kind of in between. If you do too many smaller ones, it's going to take you forever. So here's my next fold. You see that? I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to get my glue gun. I'm going to dab it at the end of the other fold. And then I'm going to pick it up and put it on that little glue glob. And you see how that's turning out? And don't worry about this right here. I mean, you can always go like this if you want, but this is going to go in the back. See, it's going to go like that in the back. But we can pleat it. I mean, you know, you can pleat it. You can fix it up. In fact, let's go ahead and do that just to make it look a little bit better. So I'm just fixing the beginning where we started. I'm giving it a little edge. Oh, my glue gun doesn't want to. Okay, there you go. And I'm just going like that and like that. Okay, so we fixed that little edge. Now you see how cute that is? It's going to be a pleated little apron. That's really cute. And you're just going to keep going on. Just keep grabbing, dabbing with glue and gluing. Grabbing, dabbing, and gluing. Okay, so I did go ahead and finish that off camera. And this is my finished product. On some of them I did get carried away with the glue. So just try to do little dabs so you don't see any of the glue strings on your finished product. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take the cone and we're going to kind of add it. Oops. And remember, it doesn't have to go all the way around because it's going to be like a little apron. And don't worry about the top. We're going to put ribbon on the top. So now we're going to go ahead and make sure it's even with the bottom, like that. Looks pretty good. We're going to take the glue gun. We're going to kind of dab it around. And there you go. And bring it around. Okay, and there you go. There's your pleated little apron. That looks really cute. Okay, now, next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and get this out of the way. You're going to want to take your styrofoam ball and you're going to want to take your craft glue and you're going to go ahead and paint it. Now, you can paint your witch's nose any color you want. I just got portrait pink. That's usually what I paint my gnome's nose with. But seeing that it's a witch, you can paint it green or orange or any color you want. I'm just going to go ahead and just use my portrait pink since that is what I use all the time. So go ahead and paint that so we can go ahead and so it can dry. So whenever it's time to glue it, you don't get it all over the material. And I did go ahead and do that ahead of time also. So this is what your nose is going to look like, whatever color you decide. So this is done. I'm just going to put this right here. Okay. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to want to go ahead this you're going to get some of your mesh ribbon. And like I said, they had purple and orange. I got some of the black one because I like the spider webs on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, I kind of want to put this over the skirt, but not all the way down. I still want the little purpley ribbon to show at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and once again eye this. And I'm not going to pleat it like I pleated the skirt, but I am going to kind of, you know, gather it in certain areas, you know, kind of like that. So now I'm going to eye it. Remember, we want it longer than make sure it goes all the way around the tube, because after we gather it, it is going to shrink some. So I'm going to probably cut it. Let me see the length I cut it. I did do maybe like 13.5 inches. So I did cut this 13.5 inches, and then once again, we want it to start on top of the apron, but not to go below the ribbon on the bottom of the apron. So I'm going to kind of, I'm going to say like about right here, and then I'm just going to cut it. Did kind of get messed up right here. My scissors got stuck on the bottom of this mesh. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to gather it. So you're not going to be able to see the edges. So once again, we're going to grab our little cone, witch cone, and we're going to start where the apron starts on the top. Make sure it doesn't go below the ribbon. And I'm going to put a little dot right there. And then start my little, it could go all the way to the top. And then I'm going to kind of start just doing a little gathering like this. And don't worry about the top because we're going to put a ribbon on the very top. So I'm going to put glue and kind of like gather it like this. See? I'm just folding it over because it is mesh, so you don't have to use as much glue when you're folding over. And I'm gonna maybe do that right there. So you put glue and then you do like a little gathering, kind of like this. See, I'm just folding it and then putting it over the glue. I'm not really pleating it. I'm kind of just making it look like it's like a little thin apron on top of the thick apron. Okay, so I'm going to put some more glue, do another gather, and then like that. And you see we have some left over. I did cut more than I needed, but it's okay. And then we're going to gather right here. See, and that looks really cute. We're going to cut the excess off that we don't need. There you go. There. Just gives it more, you know, character. And it looks really nice on top of the orange and the purple, and you can see those spider webs really nice, really good. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of my black ribbon that I had before, and we're going to we kind of want it to go on top of all this, and then we're going to put like a bow in the back, like it's, you know, the apron strings. Okay, you're going to leave the tails pretty long because we're going to cut them. Okay, so got that. Put glue right here on top of the skirt, and the mesh ribbon you just did. So you're just covering all that, all the top of that you just glued together, just making it look nice and neat. Now you're going to cut the string. So this is what it's supposed to look like. You have those long strings and you just went ahead and kind of glued the top of that apron. So it kind of makes it look a lot neater. So now I'm going to turn it over and maybe make a little bow in the back. Like this. Just making a bow, just a regular bow in the back. There you go. And then we're going to cut this at an angle. There you go. And then cut this one at an angle. Okay. There. See, that's just a regular bow. There's a lot of glitter everywhere. Okay, so now what we're going to do is whatever you decide to use for the witch's hair, you're going to go ahead and want to work on that now. So remember, like I said, if you're using the gray and the white one, you're going to want to take all these little strings in between each interval of the mop, and you're going to probably need like three of these, because then you're going to open them all up and it's going to be really puffy. Or if you decide not to use this one and you want to use this mop for the hair, you're going to probably need, I'm not sure because I didn't use this one, but I would start off with maybe like 6 of these. Just cut 6 of these, and how you're going to measure is you're going to measure it like this. See, you want the hair maybe to go to the edge of the skirt, and then you're going to go down to the other side, and then so you're going to cut it right here because you're going to glue it up top. And then so this is going to be what you're going to use, and so you would cut it right here and just start off with 6, but you can make it as the hair as full as you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open up this mop. See, this one is a lot easier to do. See, and this one just opens up. You're just going to open up all the strands that you decide to cut. And then after you open them, you can actually put it on top to see how much more you want. See, and it's going to kind of like sit like this. See, like that. And then the hat's going to go up here. So depending on how full you want your witch's hair to be, that's how many strands you have. Okay, so I did go ahead and do my hair off camera. And this is what it looks like if you use the gray and the white one. See that? I mean, I just really like that. I'm going to cut these right here that I didn't open up. And like I said, I used like 3 strands, and then I kind of opened them up. It is time consuming to use this one, but I mean, I just think it looks so much better if you're doing, you know, like a witch gnome. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, since I already did my hair, I'm going to put this aside, And now we're going to work, whoa, that's a lot of string. We're going to go ahead and work on our hat. And I did do my hat purple. Oh, let me get all this, all the glue has the mop attached to my fingers. Okay, so, and how you do the hat, you see I already did my hat off camera, but I am going to show you how to do it. So how I did it was, so you're going to fold this in half, and you're going to want it to be like 2.5 inches. So let me like that, just under 3 inches. And then you can cut your hat any way you want, really. So it's gonna kind of go like this, and I'm gonna angle it to make a little point. So we're gonna kind of angle it to the right, and give it a little point, like a witch's hat. There you go. And then to do the bottom of the witch's hat, you're basically going to cut a circle, and the circle is going to be like 4.5 inches. So I kind of just eye the circle, and then I just keep cutting it down to size. But it's 4.5 inches that you want your circle to be. And then I just, you know, I'm sure there's a better way to do it. Like a lot of people use templates, but I kind of eye a lot of my stuff, and then I just, sometimes it works better like that. It turns out, you know, very unique. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the 4.5, and I know it's 4.5 because I did the hat already off camera. So this is a little bit big. So we're going to cut it. You don't want to cut it under 4.5 because you want it to be kind of floppy. Okay, looks about right. There you go. Okay. So now you're going to fold the circle that you just did. If it's not a perfect circle, don't worry about it. You're going to cut down the middle. Not all the way. You see how I did it? And then you're going to fold it the other way. It's okay, like I said, if it's not a perfect circle. And right in the middle of that cut, you're going to cut down. No, you just want like a little X in the middle, because that's where the top of the hat's going to go through. Okay, now you have the bottom made. Now with the top, you're going to go ahead and start gluing the top of the hat all the way halfway down the very edge. You don't want to use too much glue, just do the edge. I'm just doing the edge of my hat. And we are going to flip this inside out. So you don't want to do it all the way down. So you're going to just do it halfway, because it is hard to flip that little point. And you're going to slowly start gathering the tip on the inside so you can flip it. Just keep working. It's okay if you don't get the whole tip. You can always stick something in there. I'm going to stick my brush or my paintbrush. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to kind of try to do the rest. Don't add too much glue, just keep gluing all the way down the center of your hat and then folding it over, giving it a little rim like that on the back of the hat. Do the edge. And there you go. And there's your hat. Now that's, if you don't want it that long, you know, you can always cut it down. So let's cut it down some. It's a pretty tall witch's hat. So I'm gonna maybe take an inch off. There you go, that looks better. And I do take a couple of these cotton balls and I open them up. I kind of just put it down there in the witch's hat. Just take your paintbrush again. Then you just shape it. Put it in there. Okay. There you go. And now you're going to take the bottom and you're going to kind of give it a little rim. See how I'm doing that? See that? Okay, so I basically opened this hole that you did and you put your witch's hat in there. Okay, and then you're going to glue that on there and then you're going to flip this over. You see the rim of my witch's hat and you're just going to kind of flip it over like this. See? It's going to sit on there like that. See how that looks? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of glue. Make sure all the little edges are up like this because we are going to put a ribbon around here. See how that works like that? Let's go ahead and take another cotton ball. Oops. No, you don't have to stuff it. I just like the witch's hat to be nice and pointy. There you go. Okay, so now I'm gonna, you see where you cut this? You're gonna go ahead and glue these little points up on your witch's hat. Like that. Just go around and glue them all up there. You're just gluing each one of those little cuts that you made onto the hat. Now I am going to put an embellishment around here. So I think, let's see. Now I do have some, let me see. I have some leftover tinsel from another project. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this purple tinsel around the bottom. You can put a bow too, a purple bow, orange bow, you know, whatever you prefer. Just going to dab some glue and then glue my tinsel on the bottom so it can look nice and neat. Try to hold that there for a little bit. There you go. Cut the excess off. Okay, and that's how it looks. Okay, let's see how it looks on here. Perfect. See that? It's perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the hair to the top. We're going to go ahead and add the hair to the top of this cone. And I'm getting half of my hair that my mop head that I did, and I'm gonna kind of just pull it apart. Whew. Go ahead and cut it. If you're doing the one I'm doing, go ahead and cut it. If you're using the other one, you're probably able to just pull it apart with no problem. So this one is a little bit trickier. Okay, so I went ahead and separated half of my mop hair, and I'm going to gather it up top. And I guess I should have some, let me see, I do have some pipe cleaners here. I think I forgot to mention that. Go ahead and cut these pipe, I'm going to cut it in thirds. And I'm going to go ahead and gather my hair, try to make it even. And okay, so this is what my hair looks like. I am going to have to work with this one. Like I said, it's a little bit harder to work with. But for some reason, this is what I wanted to use today. Okay, so I'm going to glue that down. And you can trim your hair when you're done. And you're going to put glue on the top of that cone and then go ahead and glue that, go ahead and glue that hair on the top. And the other part of the hair that I told you, we're going to actually gather that, and we're going to see it. I'm going to go ahead and use a not a zip tie, I'm sorry. Use a pipe cleaner, gather that, cut the excess pipe cleaner off. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to the back. So I'm going to add this to my back like that. See that? See how that looks? So I'm going to glue that to the top of the back. And I'm going to just glue that towards the back, so she can have some hair in the back underneath the witch's hat. And you can play with the hair after. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add the hat. See, here's my hat. And we're going to work it on top. Just need to work it on top. There you go. You see that? Look at that. Look how cute that is. Okay, so before we glue that hat down, we're going to want to put the nose on here. Okay, so go ahead and get my nose. And you're going to glue the back of your nose. You're going to want to put it in the middle there. And then you're going to kind of put your little witch's hat around it, put a little bit of glue on the side there, and put your hat down the other side. Kind of work it like that. See how cute that is? Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and glue some of that hat in the back. Not a lot, just a little to the back of the hat, of the hair, just a little dab so it doesn't go anywhere. And there's the back of my witch's hair. And I am probably going to trim it some, just on the bottom. There you go. And like I said, you can trim it as much as you like. I do like my witch's hair to touch the bottom of her dress for some reason. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of embellishments. So I was thinking about maybe my felt stickers, maybe taking the bat, but I don't want the yellow in there. I think I just want the black bat. So I'm going to pull the black bat off of the yellow, and you can use whatever you like. If you want to use that yellow, if you want to get different embellishments, it's whatever you prefer. I'm going to take that bat, put a little dab of glue on the back, and I think I'm going to add it to the top of my hat like that. Okay, and let me see here. Now I might use some of this cheesecloth. Let me see. I'm going to cut like a little portion of it just to see how it would look. Okay, just cut a little bit. And let me see how this would look on the hat. Maybe I put it like that. Looks kind of cute, right? With the bat. I'll go ahead and glue the top a little bit. And then put that up there. And then the rest seems to stay by itself. I'll go ahead and glue this over here. Looks cute. Cutting some of these strings off. Okay, maybe another little bat. What do you think? Okay, that looks really cute. Okay, now the only thing left is her little broom. And I think I'm just gonna kind of glue it across her chest, like so. So I'm just gonna dab some glue back here. And I'm going to kind of just you can put this broom any way you want. I just thought it'd be cute just putting it across from her. And I think I'm going to cut some of this broom, the bottom of the broom off. I don't like how long it is. There. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so I think that looks really cute. And there you have your little gnome witch made from dollar store materials. Well, I hope you enjoyed this DIY. Thank you so much for being here. And if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming DIYs. Until our next creative rendezvous, stay inspired.